So I watched this movie It Follows, and it starts with an unusually long and pretty wide shot, like a pretty wide take, in which a girl is running away from something, and you can't really see what it is exactly that she is running away from, but it is weird and really creepy. Then the story continues, and you see another girl, which is actually the protagonist. Now she's also affected by this thing, and you see her looking for a way to escape this. By the way, she's also with her friends, some of her friends. They are helping her escape this. I mean, the thing is, it's actually a curse that one can pass to someone else by having sex with them. Only this curse actually takes the form of a human. It takes the shape of a human, and only the cursed people can see this, and it actually follows you everywhere you go. It doesn't matter where you are, it can follow you. It's like you have some kind of GPS within you, and it knows where you are, and it tracks you, it follows you. And the only relief here is that you can outrun it because it walks. Now I have to give it this, that the concept is absolutely amazing and original, needless to say, because I have never seen anything like this. The concept is actually really new. I've never known anything like this. I mean, it is real horror. I mean, just imagine something that constantly follows you, and you are constantly in danger if you see it or it gets close to you. So you have to always stay alert, you have to stay awake, and you basically lose your mind. You absolutely lose your peace of mind, and you always have to stay alert. Otherwise you won't be able to see it coming, because only you can see it coming if you are the cursed one, and nobody else will be able to alert you. So you have to stay alert. Now imagine that happening. It is really horror. It's actually really weird and creepy. Like, after watching this, I kept thinking about it for days. I mean, by the way, I watched it just before going to sleep, like at night, and it was hard for me to fall asleep. There is no such typical jump scares in this movie like usually horror movies do have, but it's pretty quiet. It's actually so smooth for a horror movie, it's kind of disturbing. Now after watching this, you can't help but wonder how it all started. I mean, whatever dark, obnoxious shit had to have happened to lead to something like this. Now one thing about this movie is that from the beginning, you can't really take your eyes off the screen. And it's not because it's so good that you can't take your eyes off the screen, which is something that I usually say about movies. But the thing is, you can't literally look away from the screen even for half a second, because it has those unusually wide, like way too wide, long pan shots with dead silence in the background. You absolutely have to be focused in those moments, because I mean, you can't help but keep looking for something in those frames. You are never at ease. Not that you should be in horror movies, but still, you can't take your eyes off screen. Literally, it is that good. Also, the creepy background score when absolutely nothing is happening, and absolute dead silence when something actually is happening, it is terrifying. I can't really explain how terrifying it is, because it's something that you have to watch yourself to know. In fact, you become absolutely involved in this, and you notice stuff that the characters in the movie shouldn't be noticing because it's important to them, but they don't, and you do. So it's a feeling like I should go and tell them to look there. So it's like that. So you become involved, which usually happens in horror movies, but in this one, it is done really well, and it actually keeps you involved. I mean, it's a really good movie, and if you genuinely enjoy watching horror, then you should definitely go ahead and watch this one, because you are going to love it. It is genuinely that good. It's original in concept, and the storytelling, the cinematography, the music, all of it just adds to the whole experience. Now let's go on to the spoilers, and if you plan to watch this one, then please click off this video right now, because like I said, we're going to talk about the spoilers right now. I think the girl that you see at the beginning is actually the one that the guy gave the curse to, but when she's dead, the curse is back on the guy again, so he has to give it to another one. So he gives it to the protagonist. I mean, maybe that's what happened, but it could be because maybe I'm thinking too much. I'm not really sure. Do let me know what you think about it. I think that's why the guy was so shocked when he saw the curse in the theater when he was with the protagonist, because he thought he passed it on, but he didn't know that the girl he gave it to is dead, and now that he knows, he was shocked. Another thing is that as an audience, you don't really see this curse until the protagonist sees it herself. So basically, you are seeing it from the perspective of the protagonist, because throughout the movie, you see the curse from the viewpoint of the protagonist. No one else can see it, but she can, so you can as well. Also, this curse actually takes different shapes and sizes. It becomes exactly what it needs to be at the moment, which is even more scary, because you don't really know if it's a normal human being or it's the curse. Also, one last thing that I kept wondering about for a few days actually after watching the movie, and that is in the last frame you see the protagonist going forward, like walking, and you can see a person behind her. And I kept wondering if it was the curse or not. But after thinking about it for days, I think that it signifies something like they will never be sure if the curse is lifted or not. They will always be looking behind their backs. And I mean, the curse kept taking physical forms, and it seemed pretty physical and real to the cursed ones. But the other people, they could never see it, so clearly it was something else. And even if it died in the end, it doesn't mean the end of the curse. I mean, once previously she shot this curse, this thing, and it barely flinched, and it actually changed shape to get through this hole in the door. And it's hard to say if it died or not, but that doesn't really mean the end of the curse. Now, if you ask me what I think, in my opinion, the person following them in the end, like the last clip, is actually not the curse, because throughout the movie we have watched this curse and we have always seen it in sleeping robe, sleeping clothes, and the person in the last clip wasn't clearly in the sleeping clothes. I mean, that's what I think, but you can never be sure. You know what? Do let me know what you think about it. I mean, is the curse still there or they're free? Nonetheless, the boy is really clever going to prostitutes, trying to distract the curse was a really good idea, I think, because you can never be sure, right? So yeah, that's it for today, guys. This is where we end this video. So if you have watched this movie or are planning to watch it, then do come back here and let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. I'd really love to chat with you on this. And if you haven't watched this, then please go ahead and watch this one, because this is actually real horror and you are going to enjoy this one, that I can guarantee. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this, then give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel. That would be really amazing. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.